The Fire Safety Buildings Ordinance, Chapter 572, Laws of Hong Kong, came into operation on 1st of July 2007. The ordinance applies to composite and domestic buildings constructed or with their buildings plans submitted on or before 1st of March 1987, and is enforced by the Fire Services Department and the Buildings Department. In its enforcement, the Fire Services Department noted that many owners of old buildings encountered difficulties in complying with fire safety directions. For example, they could not install fire services water tanks due to problems arising from ownership issues or structural or spatial constraints, etc. The Fire Services Department rolled out a pilot scheme on improvised hose reel system in 2015, which was followed by a full implementation in 2016. Phase 1 allowed a direct feed from water mains of the Water Supplies Department to hose reel systems installed in target composite buildings of 3 stories or below, saving the need to install fire services water tanks, fire pumps, and related devices. For buildings of 6 stories or below with one of their major facades accessible by emergency vehicles, they were only required to provide a hose reel system equipped with fire services water tank of 2,000 liters. Nevertheless, many owners still encountered enormous difficulties in installing fire services water tanks. In view of this, the Fire Services Department launched Phase 2 of the scheme in October 2016, targeting on buildings of 6 stories or below with one of their major facades accessible by emergency vehicles. Making reference to the risk category of the building's location, the department would suitably adjust the supply tank requirements for the hose reel system from 2,000 liters to as low as 500 liters. Since the supply tank has been greatly reduced in size, it could be installed on the roof of the stair hood or beneath the staircase leading to the roof floor in order to accommodate the building's design and constraints. About 3,700 target buildings can benefit from the scheme. The relevant Fire Services Department Circular Letter No. 5/2016 was issued in October 2016. Since the issuance of the circular letter, over 400 cases have been granted approval. Now let's hear what the owners say about the scheme.
At that time, we were all at our wits' end. It was practically infeasible to install a 2,000-liter water tank on the roof. The roof was a private property. The only option available was to install the tank atop the stair hood, but the stair hood could not bear the load of the tank. We were caught in a dilemma and felt very distressed. Then came the Fire Services Department, and it offered us a great help. The department adopted an innovative and bold approach and came up with an improvised solution that overcame the constraints on tank capacity. The dilemma was turned into a win-win situation. On the one hand, we were able to comply with the ordinance, and on the other, the lives of our residents were protected in case of emergency. We have the best of both worlds.
The required tank capacity has now been adjusted downward from 2,000 liters to 500 liters, and thus releasing a great amount of space. This has enhanced the look and ensured the safety of our building and added market value to it as well.
From these successful cases, we can see that the new measures have helped most owners resolve problems arising from ownership issues or spatial or structural constraints. With the implementation of the revised requirement for supply tank capacity, the vetting process of such works can be expedited and their completion time shortened, which in turn facilitate the compliance with the fire safety directions. The department has also conducted a study to examine the difficulties arising from spatial or structural constraints which are faced by target buildings of 7 stories or above and will soon propose new solutions. We hope to come up with flexible and pragmatic measures to further assist owners in complying with fire safety directions. The department will keep and review different situations and help improve the living environment for the public and enhance fire safety standards in a flexible and pragmatic manner. If you have any inquiries on the scheme, you are welcome to contact your case officer. Our case officers would be glad to answer your inquiries.